So we successfully dived, didn't we? Yep, of course we're safe. Yeah, when it comes to calculations and mechanic manipulation, I won't be take second place to Da Vinci. Now, as promised, this is the fun time begins. Yes, I believe go home. 人3丸3丸敵対とエンカウンターにつき新上昇カルデベースの登場層 So yeah, it's essentially it's saying this is the fun part. Yes, correct. Let me reevaluate the current situation. At the current time, 1330. At 1330, an enemy encounter has been found, and therefore we've dived emergency dive. And we've lost all communication with the Atlesian Claudia base. We're in the Code Foe. Code Foe in... with the Code Foe incident, using that as a base. Right now we're using Nautilus. We're going to make Nautilus an independent acting vessel in order to keep in order to survive the current situation. At an emergency, Code Foe, it will make Masta Protag will be the commanding in charge to make the final decisions on all procedures. And I, Master Light, will be the vice commander. We will be taking Nautilus's control. We'll be taking the Subnautica's Nautilus controls command. Are you okay with this, Writer Nemo? Servant Nemo. Handling all switching all commands towards the commander. Understood. Protag. Now you're the commander. You're the one that's giving us command. もっとも今個同山水上のキャプテンは船の運気について絶対かつに非常的な原理と運指を振るってきた。たとえ元の運指に船間に乗っていたとしてもキャプテンに降りろと言われれば従わなければならない。上官の命令は最大に慎重するけど、その上で僕は船を守るために全力を尽くし、つまりわかるね。ぼんやりした命令ばかりしてると怖いよ。So essentially it says, do you understand the fact that you're going to be in charge and have all the responsibility of a captain of the ship? Everything, everyone, every decision, and every outcome will be weighed up by your weighed on by your commanding word. The fact that so yeah, even if a former teacher or a very sage or even God himself were to be on the ship, but if a captain says get off the ship, they must follow through. That is how it goes. And everybody will respect the commander's will, but do understand that I'll be doing my very best to protect my ship. So you know what I'm saying. If you command willy-nilly, you're gonna hurt yourself, and it's gonna be scary. It says, I'll do my best, or dang, stop threatening me, please. It's alright, as long as you're honest and diligent about your timing. Tenji kudai no yoni. It says, as long as you're diligent and honest and doing your serious job, I will listen to you like a fish, essentially, it says. A school of fish. As expected in calculated planning, right now we're going to be cutting all contact from the outside world or inside world of the human realm. So that means that my mana bypass will be cut off from Shion as well, meaning that at this current servant, I will be a rogue servant at this moment. Within the ship, I do have a magical resource fuel tank all ready to go, so I can survive longer than a normal servant. But once the resource is all gone, I'll be a goner. And if I were to disappear, it will all be your responsibility to get everybody else back into the surface world. So, well, let's see. It's now that this decided, let's try out this temporarily contract thing. Understood. It's a mission after all. Well, it feels a little different, that's for sure. When I tried it with Shion, to be perfectly honest, I almost feel like a fishing hook has been inserted into my skin. But that just means that you and I has temporarily but officially became contract, right? I guess now that we've been contracted, it's be respectful to introduce all of me. Maybe you've seen them a little by little during bypass, so maybe we don't have to worry about it. It says, would you like... Oh, that's cool! You can technically skip it because in Volume 5 you can see him, but I'm not skipping him. Would you like to see the introduction of the Nemos? Yes. I would love to see the Nemo introduction. It's so good. It says, alright everyone, gather up. We're going to be... yeah, it's... we got a passenger on board. Make sure you introduce yourself. It's Nemo Merlins. Every time I see him. Every time we see them, it's quite abundant of numbers, aren't they, senpai? Ho ho. Ah, I see. So that's what it is. Well, I guess it'd be respectful to introduce all of you to my crew. This is my life form. The crew members that Nautilus breathed lives due to these people. They're called the Nemo series. Right now, these guys are the brave sea marine soldiers, the Seamans, the Nemo Merlins. Right now, at this current pace, we have 12 people currently on board. Oh my god. Hi, Master. We're doing our very best. So if we make a mistake, please overlook us. Good afternoon, everybody. Next will be Nemo Nurse. She's in charge of clinic and health. So anybody that has been hurt, injured, she's the person that will go immediately to. Yes, I'm the one who has zero... I'm the one who has zero screen time. I am the nurse of this Subnautica. I do have a medical skill of rank A class, so if you're ever hurt, please don't hesitate to ask for help. I don't want to get hurt, but I can definitely feel safe around you. And this, well... Next will be Nemo Bakery. But right now, she's not in the current thing. Yeah, she's not in this current ship. As you know, the border space is a little too compacted, so we needed the space to cut off. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry, though. We have the vacuum sealed pack of her delicious delicious foods ready to go. So don't worry about luxurious food, Musta. We have a lot of drinks. Yeah, we have a lot of drinks prepared as well. So if you ever get thirsty, let me know. For aged servants, we can definitely prepare themselves some cocktails if they want. It says, the fact that I can eat, I'm happy. When it comes to cocktail making, maybe I should help out too. Now on to the next series. He's going to be a little bit different from the others. He's Nemo Professor. But the fact that he has a very interesting and very ominous, alertness zero type of personality that even I feel a little mysteried about. But the fact that anything that comes with curiosity, he'll probably solve it right off the bat. In this current operation, experiments, calculations, and anything that comes out with a battle plan, he is a very vital into our cause. Hello. it seems that I've been introduced very plainly and feel almost disrespectful, but I'm Professor Nemo. I'm no threat whatsoever. As the already announcement, we're already in the sea, so please take care of yourself, and we can conversate here and there every so often. I am in charge of the electronic calculation room, but I'm not as good as Miss Da Vinci, so if you're gonna do something crazy, please keep it to a minimum, okay? Yes, and hey, nice glasses. He's a little awkward. Last but not least, he's the engineer's he's the head of engineer, Nemo Engine. You gotta understand, she's the sole responsible person, essentially the ship's heart. The engine has the same responsibility equally to I do. So, understand that it's a person who runs the physical manifestation in the shadows, if you could take it like that. If you do something crazy and impossible to the ship, it's the feedback that you're gonna get from the engine, and you're gonna be engine's gonna be very angry. So make sure you be careful on that. All right, Master? Huh? What the hell, you Captain Bastard? Just say it's so simple. Ship heavy load equals bad. That's all you need to tell him. And Master, who's temporarily, understand that too. The fact that we're moving functionality is good because I'm a goddamn best mechanic around. You gotta understand too, okay? Hey, the boiler room is super hot, you know. If you're gonna give me something, make sure you put a water that's not already boiled, or preferably ice that will melt impossible. Yeah. If my mood gets hindered, Nautilus is dead. So please remember that. You look awesome. You're an engineer. Admirable. You sure? Well, I think engineer and what you're doing is cool too, but hey, you're a weird dude. I agree with her. Yeah, I agree with her. Protag's little adventurous heart is quite bigger than we anticipated. But anyway, at this current moment, we have 12 Nemo Merlins, Engine, Professor, and Nurse, and I. Add them all up, will be 16 in crewmates. This is the true Nemo series. These are the Nemo series' people who is running the test course. We are the Nautilus's brain cells and bloodline. We're moving daily and day out. We're also in the shadows, and then when not in the shadows. So I'm asking you to treat us nicely. After all, even just doing that would make the atmosphere of the ship side very nicely too. Of course, let's do our best to get along together. All right, with that said, disperse. Get back to your positions. Nay, Captain. Yeah, I gotta ask, Captain. They're not familiars, right? Your crewmates and whatnot? From the wordings and personality-wise, are they your copies? The fact that they can able to think all on their own is quite wonderful. The fact that they were able to split and create their own personality is quite insane. Well, that's something that is Shion exclusive information that she'll probably tell you more about than I can. But I can't explain to you thoroughly, but It's something like that. Gampuku Hime Gimme. Everybody, including I, in the end, they are me. So when it comes to controlling a ship, in order to avoid super confusion and overloading in the processors, I essentially split myself in order to prevent catastrophe. "もちろん、依然するための最低条件として、個体のごとに人格は保存し、また、論じなものはない。シリーズには個人的な現地と思って当たっているから、僕と彼ら、どちらが上かという立場でもない。あるいは、生きれる関係だけだ。" So essentially saying that we all have the minimum amount of stuff we need. Everybody have their own personality, or they can choose to not to have one. Each Nemo series have their own limitations of memories to exactly on my own. So it's not like we or I are different from any others. It's just the fact that the difference between we have is just the rankings. Well, the Nemo Merlins, aka the Nemo Marines, will probably be all have a similar personality. So you can think of 12 as one would be a better choice. Wow. You know, you're saying this as if it's nothing, but you do realize what you're saying is outrageously insane, right? I tried to make the same concept of a familiar similar to my personality, but I instantly blew my brains out due to overcap. And then now that every single thing has been prepared, but now from here on out is the real deal. Now we want to see the acting captain in command to see the situation outside of Nautilus. Right now, after that, we're going into the briefing. Mother note process. I need you to start learning about the ascending from the deep sea dive and process and training simulation beaten into you and confirm what we've just done. All we have to do is just simulation of the seaside battle, and that's it. That I'll participate too and help you through. I know that this is going to be a hard hurdle to climb, but don't worry. After all this is done, a delicious, healthy evening dinner will be waiting for us. Alright. Let's do our best. This is going to be our first, this is going to be our first training with Nemo. It's kind of exciting. I'm glad that you're eager to go. So, now that we decided, let's... Uh-oh. This is the actual emergency chat. Huh? What? What's happening? Comms room, what's going on? So yeah, it says, Starboard, what's going on? It says, what'd you call? Wait, something is ringing. Sorry. During the imaginary numbers, the sonar doesn't work, so I thought it was malfunctioning. But this side's not ringing the alert. Is it from the professor? Professor? Yes, unfortunately, it's not from my side. It's not me. I believe it might be on the starboard side, taking into the console. Starboard side, taking it into the console for a lookup would be a better choice. Huh? What the hell? So essentially, it says, wait, what's going on here? It says, yeah, what's going on here? That the fact that this is supposed to be only sea using echo scanner is functioning all ready to go. It says, wait, as a Hime who is a bat, are you saying? Yeah, as a Hime who is known to be a bat, the words you just said is very problematic. You said echo, scan, and it alerted, right? Then that means it means that we're very close to crashing to a hard surface, right? Is the warning. Wait, we gotta dodge this, right? What are you doing? Why are you so calm, Captain? Please calm down, Gumpuku Himegime. Right now in this imaginary numbers, sea of imaginary numbers, there's no such thing as a physical manifestation. You know that, right? You're talking about like imaginary and reality. These magical meta terms are something I'm not very used to, but it seems that the difference of the two different dimensions of the world that I've seen throughout the ages of the god and the ages of the man, from my teachings, the primordial darkness, mud, we know of some sort. Essentially, Skitty says, I know a little bit of sort. And then she's talking about Tiamat. Yeah, because she's talking about the primordial mud, which is the concept of Tiamat. Where the, what's her face created, whatchamacallit. Interesting how Tiamat gets mentioned here so easily. 私、泥、収集な科学的なやつ。Blood muds also includes humans. However, mud is made out of imaginary numbers, so waits on revival. Tiamat wounds cast aside to create him into eternal of the sea. 地球、シガリン、中心で、裏の世界、石をすらい、異星データの幾かに落ち出された花の海である。安堵に清掃するが、死な primordial sea, the primordial shit, independent actions, civil modification. Oh, we might see Tiamat 2.0. I can definitely see that. 一切根源となった今、生死に万能の可能性を含む世界の母、初代の泥。What the fuck is 初代の泥, which is the primordial mud? So good, bad, cold, earth, everything that has been all metal together. The possibility now that we are here in this realm, the world of mother, aka the primordial mud. I believe the imaginary number would have something very similar to the all functioning space area provided by the birth of mom. So there's a possibility that it is mixed in together. Therefore, it's mixed in together, able to see, but detected due to the fact that metal with the primordial mud, meaning that it's undetectable to detect with an ordinary eye. It would mean able to make sense. すなわち我らが世界の裏目、世界の上昇式、すなわち物理的ではない要素のできるところ、すなわちあらゆる可能性がそこに確定できるというわけだ。Wait、あれ？その割に外見えてるんだけど。いいところに気づいた。この虹の壺は実のところ真に見えているわけではない。So essentially, Scuddy is saying, since it's mixed with possibly mixed with the primordial mud, aka the imaginary skies, imaginary numbers of the sea, is melded in to make sure that the invisible becomes invisible, the impossible becomes impossible. We are in the other side of the world. So the laws of physics of physicality might not be functioning to its utmost and best. This place makes the possibility, possibility a theory, therefore available to come. And then you answered it with, but we can see outside and there's nothing there. And it says, I'm glad that you noticed. In this pot hell of rainbows, we're truly not seeing everything. We're not seeing it truly.実は私とお前では虫の目の方が違うのだ。仮に重心の住人などがいたとすれば、彼らもまた我らや我らの世界をまともに観測できていまい。Oh, interesting. So essentially, Skadi says the way I'm seeing things and calculating versus the way you're perceiving things and calculating are two different things whatsoever. What I'm seeing is not what you're seeing. We're seeing two different places and two different things. Our concept and our perceptions are completely different. We are mistakenly observing two different things simultaneously. We are diving in a method of a zero seal dive of the imaginary numbers, meaning that we are facing in front of an imaginary numbers, but the inevitable deniability still continues on to be the threat. Therefore, our perspective, our senses, our will とって観察し、この短い体を上手人格させているのに過ぎぬ。So yeah, essentially, 我らの個人的な感覚で。So our each and unique perceptions are half-assing the imaginary numbers calculations, witnessing them, meaning that everybody has a common denominator of that everybody's watching these little rainbowy rainbowy figures. You and I, we see the different rainbows. We see the different colors of the rainbow. For instance, if we had another person who resided in the deep sea, the imaginary number realm, they too would see another world that we cannot perceive or confirm. この絶難がある限り、自思相通と空数のお互いの拒否不可の傷つけ合うことはないのだが、ちゃんと見られるわけじゃないんだ。これで先生、あなたは大丈夫。So as long as there's this contradiction or a definitive differentiations of not be able to see a difference between reality, the real number, and the imaginary number, there's no way that things can hurt each other. But, and you says, wait, it's not like we can see it properly. Teacher, how about the alert? Are we okay? It says, yes, my dear student. Make sure you listen very carefully. 先生の説明によれば、我ら観測不幸な連中を何にも見れること、触れること、あたわぬ。故に何者を障害元に与えぬし、障害者に検測もあり得ぬ。船長、その捨てるはセナターなのぞ。ということ、確かに一緒に見れるけど、もう、それはもう計算で回避している。多分、これ、バーザーカーが勝手にいじくったから壊れたんだな。そもそもコウイがさっき紹介した時もいなかったし、何を考えている？私を呼びか船長。いたな、コウイ。不在の無礼を詫びる。次に今後の説明不足を詫びる。耳を塞げ、皆の者。Oh shit, interesting. So essentially, Scuddy is just kind of giving us a life lesson, right? That there's two different worlds. The way we perceive things and the way we are perceiving, the way Skadi sees the world versus the way we see the world, our thought process are two different things, right? It's a servant to human and human to, the dead, and then God versus a regular human. But perception of the eye can take so much, and the processing of the calculation of the numbers can take so much for a human brain versus a God. So that the fact that even though, we see the pot, aka the outside world, as a rainbow swirl of imaginaries, we truly don't see what's exactly there. And if you were to use an imaginary number and so essentially it's saying that if you see the C as an imaginary number, and if you just use us as an example as a real number and an imaginary number should never clash feet. Using the technique of covering the so it's essentially she's saying using the submarine as a benefactor, aka essentially a cutting a knife into the butter, right? Just kind of slowly sliding into the imaginary number, but constantly denying the fact that inside we're constantly rejecting the imaginary number. Meaning that every single personality, witness, perception would be it would sure itself or gets itself an observation, and that's why common denominators of all watching this rainbow shit. And by the way, what you see and what I see are two different things. And also, anybody that resides in the imaginary realm would also see a few different worlds, 100%. But as long as this inevitability exists, the real number and the imaginary number should never clash, nor touch, nor be able to collide with each other and hurt each other. But, and then you say, teacher, what about the alarm? Is it okay? It says, yes, my disciples or my student, please listen properly. If you were to explain it very simply from the ages of the gods, if we were to simply explain it in the gods, we can perceive things and touch things that you cannot. 故に何も障害に当たり得ぬ、障害物の検視にはあり得ぬ。船長よ、それを話させながら、そういうこと、確かに。実況では津波方に衝撃が生まれるけど、それはもう計算済みで開示していったら、多分これがわざかに勝手にいじくって壊れたんだな、全く。So essentially, Nemo says everything is all done. The fact that we made sure that we phased through it, right? Because we've adjusted it and calculated to quote unquote dodge it in the first place. Maybe the berserker probably messed things up and broke something. Jeez. The fact that Ko, even during the introduction, he has not come. Wonder what he's thinking. And then Ko says, have you called for me, ship captain? It says, you were here, Ko. It says, indeed. I apologize for the absence. But I must also apologize for the inexplanation of not being able to explain what's come next. Cover your ears, everyone. Huh? What? Cover your ears! Yeah. Ah, my ears! What's going on? Senpai, are you alright? I can't hear anything you're saying, but I can understand what you're saying. It says Mr. Ko is screaming at the top of his lungs, but he's still writing something on the he's still writing something on the wall. He's trying to draw something at an incredible speed. It says this is how this is as far as I could go. Take this, my master. Thank you. What? Kono bi no shi, waga kutai to wa kiwamete aishou ga warui yue, gyōshan ni genjishu sarete moratte torasete moratta koto o himete o wabi ni itai. So it says, at the upcoming battle, my body and affinity is the worst of them all. I must apologize in advance of doing the calculation ahead of time of all the things in order to get the best outcome. It says, so yeah, take pressure and then open the box. 私は次なる必要が案じるまで休止し、信玄節約に努める. So this is until the necessary time that I need to, until the necessary time that I am needed again, I shall take rest and shut down in order to cut down resource exhaustion for everyone else. I pray you best, Musta. Interesting. The fact that Mr. Ko would talk about fighting and good luck in battlefield is quite rare in my opinion. Is that true, Senpai? It says, Vice Commander and Ship Captain. Please stop the ship. Did you hear what we just talked about, Musta? In the imaginary realm, there's nothing called an obstacle. It's definitely a scanner mistake, 100%. Listen, all the Nemo series are also telling me that this scanner was just a simple mistake. To be perfectly honest, your Berserker, the fact that we're being flung out willy-nilly at the will of your Berserker is the most willy part of the war, is the part of them all. But please stop the ship, even though. All right, understood. As a leader's orders, I will comply. Everybody, we're gonna be emergency halting right now. What the hell? Emergency halting? Fine. Trenton Hoyle backfiring. Understood. We're gonna be shaking a bit. Make sure every single people hold on to the assistant grip and... Oh shit. What is going on? Captain. Captain, I believe the ship has submarines emergency stop. Is it something so tremendous and vibrant and feedback? No, this is a coordinate. We landed to something. All members prepare and brace for impact. Nemo series. Do your very best after the impact to report and figure out what to do best. This is the boiler room. A couple of people are knocked out because of the aftermath. What the hell? Who the hell put an anchor on the... who the hell put some blockade in some imaginary number, huh? And this is the infirmary. The impact was minimal my side. If anybody is injured, please hit the nurse call or call in so I can come immediately. This is the end ship deck. We see a gigantic turtle shell. We're being swallowed into the rainbow and we're being drifted aside. What? Yes, this is the calculation room. This is the problem. I believe the aftermath shock has caused the dank and the purple stuff is starting to infuse, if not started to take leaks inside the armor shell. Well, with the calculation at this current moment, I can't move. With this, we might drown in the imaginary numbers. It's impossible. It says, wait, are you saying that the imaginary number is perceived as real and we're detecting it right off the bat? Professor, what are we going to happen? Tell me immediately. And worst case scenario, just like Courier, we're going to get wiped out. We're gonna blockade from the ship 4 to the 6 sectors immediately. Every single people back up and emergency lockdown immediately to prevent any leaks to occur. Wait, whoa. Are you gonna just leave Professor and the others? Are you gonna just cut them off? It's alright, I can leave them be. They're just copies. After we reactivate myself and resplit them, there'll be no problem. I'm just gonna be hurt and scared, and I'll have a mental fatigue damage a little bit, but no. As my command sealed my command seal commands both of you that are in trouble, come right here, right now. Oh, you saved me. I am here. I believe I might have pissed my pants, but please don't be, please don't cringe. Didn't I tell you that as long as I have the Nautilus, I have magical resource storage, so I can have a healing capabilities, and the fact that you would use a command seal on in an irrational situation like this is it says don't worry, didn't I promise you that I will be gentle? Also, Nemo series is Nemo, and you're in the Nemo series too. I want to take care of all of them. I see. I've understood. Then I want to thank you, acting commander. No, master. Captain, what is that? This golden, this rainbow stuff was weird when I was drowning into it, but what is this light? My consciousness is feeling weird. It's impossible. It shouldn't happen whatsoever. But right now, in this current realm of the imaginary numbers, we can possibly observe it, is what is happening. Wait, what do you mean by possible to observe? As you see, Miss Goddess has explained from before, usually the correlation of imaginary and real, aka us, should not collide whatsoever, and we should not be able to perceive it in perfect coordination. そもそも自覚の意識の一斉を確かめる術もないのです。So that the fact that if 100 person sees something, 100 people will have will have a different opinion of witnessing the same thing. It's one of those cognitive perception problems that would be that wouldn't be solved so easily explained into words. But UNE, the imaginary entity, the simple concept is that the imaginary entity would also be conceived as impossible to calculate or to observe. Therefore, we, the real numbers, and the imaginary objects or anything would just always never collide together. That is the case, but what if I tell you that if something or someone messed with the someone messed with the properties of the imaginary dimension and able to what if every single people were able to witness the same rainbow's pot and possible to cognitively understand everybody that has same conscious? So that means that the imaginary number and the real number would also see each other, and means that and that resulting us in the real number, aka we, and the fake number, the world, would start bugging towards each other. What do you mean by bugging? So the human information, the prospect of the man, the thought process of what we now known as man, that was been cultivated and strengthened and layered over for millions and millions of years, the knowledge, cognitive, and the world would start going into haywire. In a simpler term, please. We're going to evaporate, is what I'm going to say. I'm not sugarcoating it anymore. Either we're going to evaporate or the world is going to evaporate. But the fact that the world cognizant perspective means that the world itself would start distorting out of craziness. I don't know which one happens to which, but all I know is that it'll end in chaos and destruction. That I can guarantee you. だからもう決して外の 外の光を滅してはいけない。触れてはいけない。沈没させてはいけない。現実の安全性はもはや感知不可能性で満たされないということは、自走体と警戒のように無意と同じ死の世界だ。So, to explain this whole thing in simpler terms, it's pretty pathetic. It's pretty papega. Essentially, what we see perceiving as a man, like what we see and what we say, is going to distort itself. So, something occurred into the ship. We either crash landed into something on a hard surface, or something occurred to the ship where it started leaking. And by leaking, the imaginary numbers, think of it as water. It's easier to explain it as water. As the water rises up, we're going to drown, right? Physically, we're going to drown. But in imaginary world, we're going to perceive the imaginary world as an existence that we can interact with, which therefore means that there's not going to be air, there's not going to be water, there's not going to be oxygen. Therefore, Nemo says that it's almost as if we're going to be in the world or land of the dead. It's almost as, you could treat this place as almost as a depth sea. Because Shadow Border, or aka the Nautilus, was keeping it as a shell. Nautilus was a shell that says that it is a, imaginary numbers and reality. So, imaginary numbers and reality will never collide with each other. Unless somebody fucking interferes with it personally. And something happened and the hatch or one of the... there's a leak. And because there is a leak, the imaginary number is perceivable by reality, and we're seeing the impossible happen in front of our eyes. And because of the impossibles happening in front of our eyes, our perception starts to distort to the fact that it starts to adjusting to the land of the imaginary, which would end up causing us death, because we need, 5 facts: oxygen, air, water. But once the rules of the humans get distorted because we're starting to perceive the cognitive incentive of the imaginary realm, that the concept of that would start to dissipate, meaning that we're going to start noticing that there's not going to be air in here. We're going to start noticing that there is no water or oxygen or, hydration in this world. And essentially, we're going to realize that we don't have those in this world and die. So essentially, we're going to realize our death by acknowledging the fake numbers. So it's like over-inducing, something like that. I and one should never clash each other. But because it is a fact, right? It is a fact. I and one should never clash. But the problem is, it's Death Stranding? Essentially, yes. To be perfectly honest, Death Stranding's concept is very similar to the concept we're having right now. Okay? Let's just hope that it has a better ending. So right now, Nemo is saying that our safety is off. Our shell is cracked, and there's a possible all of us to die. It says, what? We could die? Good, scary. Yeah, of course it's scary. 予想以上の不可完成地層なんてこの世の終わりにまで最悪最強のフロンティアに決まっている。So it says, of course it is. This is the most furthest, scariest, at the pinnacle of the frontier, at the depths of the world. One wrong mistake and we're all dead. But this place should have been the perfect safe zone. Yeah, this would have been a perfect safe zone just due to the fact that as a submarine carrier, there was nothing but, there's nothing that exists as a rock, turbulence, or anything that would cause a physical reaction to shatter its hull. Nemo, it's saying that the imaginary sea should have been the perfect place because imaginary should not clash with reality, which is us. We should have been able to travel through smoothly without bumping into anything. So Nemo is asking, what the hell happened to crack the shit out of the hull? But, 事情はこれだ。せめて防御編だけでも活発して偽装べき置くべきだった。So it says, but the reality of the situation is this and now. I should have prepared more defensive walls and borders and emergency shielding just in case anything like this were to happen. Bridge 前方の島では完了したぜ。私の停止も確認。次はそっちの仕事だ。So it says, reporting to bridge, all hull problems and maintenance has been sealed and locked off securely. We see that the ship has been to a completely halt. Confirmed. Now do your job. First, we definitely need to raise our anchor or, raise our altitude back up. We have to prepare for that. I'm so surprised. I think I'm starting to laugh. 白目を向いてひっくり返ってる。Oh no. She's knocked out because I think she's either drunk or the shockwave knocked her out. Is this perhaps an attack? Vice Commander, you're quite correct. At 323 in the left side defensive field, we've definitely been hit. A Rancy Noble Phantasm has been penetrated through our defensive field. I believe if we were to compare this into the Claudia's terminology, I believe it's strong as Mr. Morikun's Ningen Mutsukoku, aka a bash, essentially, or Mr. Kintoki's Golden Spark ranking. It's essentially a fucking bash ranking level. Wait, so does that mean that sounds pretty bad? Of course it's bad. No, well, technically it's not the worst case scenario, but what? Attack enemy in the in the realm of imaginary? It says, let's just throw away our let's throw away our what we should do. We need to work on what's in front of us right now. I know, but we have no other options left. 時代の切り離しは時代の前進を意味する。That the fact that if we were to lose the bottom side of the ship, that means we've lost all capabilities of movement and capabilities to fight. And the fact that torpedoes are in the bottom sectors, how we are supposed to shoot torpedoes in the imaginary realm? And in the imaginary realm, combat was something out of the ordinary in the first place. No, don't panic. Don't panic. Master, didn't Mr. Cole said open the box? Didn't he say that out loud before resting? That's right, let's open the box. This is, Mash's swimsuit? Wait, why is my mystic code of my swimsuit here? Oh, Master, it seems that inside of the box, very interesting letters that's been, that's very familiar, been written. Why? Why is BB here? He says, hi, senpai, it's been quite a while. Probably you're going to be in trouble, huh? In some weird trouble around time right now, as promised. You gotta understand that the BB, BB, who is the Kohai superior, superior, already calculated, predicted Kohai, has prepared a situation just in case and brought in a critical secret weapon in this box. Unfortunately, unfortunately, it was all of a sudden, so I was only able to bring this one along. So,そっちの超行動メカコウルさんにはそういう面白いことはもっと早く言えとお伝えしてください。残念なところ注文がギリギリする。So essentially the order was way too up close, so I was only able to do mashes. So next time when Mr. Ko, who is the super high mecha person, wants to do this, I need to know ahead of time to have some fun times, okay? Make sure you let him know. 今回は本気で私を否定したいので月の裏側でアリバイを持ちつつそつなく応援するビビちゃんより。It says, this time, for real, trying to deny every allegation of this event. BB-chan would be, BB-chan would be hiding BB-chan would be hiding on the other side of the moon, creating an alibi to make sure I'm not the culprit. Wait. It was a help from the evil devil from the moon herself. Mash, wear this, right here, right now. Right here? In the swimsuit? Right now? Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna use the command seal. And you're going to instantly change and have a light of curtain. Go! Well, I feel a little, lost for words, but transformation complete, Musta. But why would I need to... Mash, hello? Are you okay? Water is... I see. Wait. The sea is calling me. Captain, please... can I get a permission to get an airlock? Airlock unlocked in order to go outside. Wait. Are you? Yes. Maybe perhaps the mystic code of swimsuit may have some sort of cheating mechanism. I feel like I believe I can function even in this sea. So I will go outside and cover, defend the guard, defend the attack that's incoming further. Shield, mash, clear light. Please leave it up to me.